Everyone's obsessed with glass skin, but every video just says hydrate and use sunscreen like that's the whole secret. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Glass skin is a specific method, not a vibe, and most people are doing half of it wrong without realizing it. So today I'm breaking down the actual method, properly, start to finish. Comment below if you've ever bought a product because it promised glass skin and it did absolutely nothing. Let's get into it. Before we get into the actual steps, let's talk about why so many people feel like they've tried this and it just doesn't work for them. Most tutorials treat glass skin like it's a single product away, a specific serum, a specific mist, something you can buy and immediately look like the person in the thumbnail. But it was never about any single product. It's a full method where every single step supports the next one. And skipping or rushing even one part of it quietly undermines everything else you're doing, no matter how expensive the rest of your routine is. It starts with double cleansing, and this is the step most people either skip or rush through completely, treating it as an unnecessary extra when it's genuinely the foundation everything else depends on. An oil cleanser first, to break down sunscreen, makeup, and the layer of oil your skin produces throughout the day, followed by a gentle water-based cleanser to actually clean your skin underneath all of that. Skipping the oil step and just using a regular face wash leaves residue behind that blocks everything you put on afterward from actually absorbing properly, no matter how good those products are or how much they cost you. This single step alone is probably responsible for more disappointing skincare results than any product formula ever could be, because everything after it is fighting through a layer it was never designed to penetrate. Next is the part almost nobody explains correctly: layering hydration, instead of just slapping on one moisturizer and calling it done for the day. The actual method goes toner first. Pat it in with your hands rather than a cotton pad, then an essence, then a thinner serum, working from the lightest consistency to the thickest, letting each layer absorb for a minute or two before the next one goes on top. This isn't about buying 7 different products just to feel like you're doing enough. It's about understanding that skin absorbs thin, watery textures better when they go on before anything heavier sits on top and blocks them from actually sinking in where they're needed. Even with just 2 or 3 products, doing this in the right order and giving each layer time to settle makes a genuinely noticeable difference compared to piling everything on at once. Then comes the actual moisturizer, and here's where people get it wrong in the opposite direction, using something too heavy because they think glass skin needs maximum moisture piled on, when really it needs the right amount locked in properly instead of just sitting on the surface. A lightweight gel-based moisturizer during the day, something slightly richer at night, applied while your skin is still slightly damp from the previous steps, because damp skin actually seals moisture in far better than fully dry skin does, trapping everything you just layered underneath it. Sunscreen is non-negotiable, and I mean genuinely non-negotiable. Not the "I'll wear it if I remember" kind of non-negotiable that most people quietly downgrade it to. Glass skin is fundamentally about even tone and smooth texture, and sun damage is the single biggest thing working against both of those, creating uneven pigmentation and breaking down the collagen that keeps your skin looking smooth and bouncy in the first place. Every single morning, rain or shine, indoors or out, no exceptions, regardless of how tempting it feels to skip it on a cloudy day when the sun doesn't even seem present. UV rays don't actually care whether you can see them. They're working on your skin, whether it's sunny, overcast, or you're sitting 3 feet from a window all day. Exfoliation matters here too, but gently and only as often as your skin actually needs it. Not on some arbitrary daily schedule you saw recommended by someone with completely different skin online. A gentle chemical exfoliant once or twice a week removes the dead skin cells sitting on the surface that make skin look dull and rough under direct light, revealing smoother skin underneath. without the irritation and redness that harsh physical scrubs tend to cause over time. Overdoing this step is genuinely one of the fastest ways to damage the exact glow you're trying to build, stripping your skin barrier faster than it can repair itself between sessions. Sheet masks are genuinely useful here. Not just a cute self-care moment for your camera roll that looks nice, but does nothing. Used a few times a week, they deliver a concentrated burst of hydration directly into skin that's already been prepped with the layering method. And the difference is noticeably bigger when your skin is already primed to actually absorb it, instead of just sitting on the surface doing very little. Using a heavy cream during the day can genuinely work against you here, sitting on top of your skin instead of absorbing properly, which is the opposite of the smooth, non-greasy finished glass skin is actually going for in the first place. And press any leftover essence from a sheet mask into your neck afterward instead of throwing it away. Your neck deserves the same care as your face and almost never gets it, which is exactly why it's often the first place that shows a mismatch between how someone's face and neck actually age. One more piece almost nobody mentions, your pillowcase, and how you sleep matter here too, the same way they matter for hair. A clean pillowcase, sleeping with your face slightly elevated if you tend to wake up puffy, and staying hydrated throughout the day, rather than just chugging water right before bed, all quietly support the same glow you're layering products to try to achieve. None of this replaces the actual method, but skipping it while wondering why your skin looks tired is genuinely working against yourself. Let's talk about the actual ingredients doing the heavy lifting here, because not all of them matter equally. Niacinamide is genuinely one of the most useful ingredients for this specific goal. It helps even out tone, calm redness, and support your skin barrier all at once, which is exactly the combination glass skin depends on. Centella asiatica, sometimes labeled as cica, is the other one worth knowing. It's calming and repairing, which matters because irritated skin never looks smooth no matter how hydrated it is. And snail mucin, which sounds strange the first time you hear it, is genuinely excellent at helping skin retain moisture and heal small irritations faster, which is why it shows up in so many Korean routines built around this exact look. You don't need all three, but understanding what they actually do helps you stop buying random products just because the packaging looks aesthetic. There is also a specific technique worth knowing called the 7 skin method, where instead of applying toner once, you pat in several thin layers back to back, letting each one absorb before the next. It sounds excessive, but thin layers absorb more effectively than one thick layer poured on all at once. And it is one of the more advanced tricks that actually explains why some people's toner step does so much more work than others. And here are the mistakes that quietly undo all of this, even when someone is technically following the method. Mixing too many active ingredients at once. Vitamin C, retinol, and strong acids all in the same routine tends to irritate skin faster than it improves it, when really you want to introduce one active at a time and actually watch how your skin responds. Over-exfoliating because one session looked amazing, so you assume more is better is another common one. When your skin barrier needs recovery time between sessions to actually hold on to the results you're building. And constantly switching your entire routine every time you see a new trend means you never actually give any single method, including this one, the 4 to 6 weeks it needs to prove itself one way or another. Here's the part that ties the whole method together and separates people who get results from people who quietly give up after 2 weeks feeling discouraged. None of this works as a one-time thing, or even a 2-week thing, no matter how perfectly you follow every single step I just walked through. Skin cell turnover takes roughly a month, sometimes a little longer depending on your age and skin type. So any changes you're making need at least 4 to 6 weeks of consistent use before you can honestly judge whether something is working or not. Most people quit right before the results would have actually shown up, switching products every 10 days looking for something faster, essentially resetting the clock on their own progress every single time they do that. This is genuinely the biggest reason so many people feel like they've tried everything and nothing works, when really they've tried a lot of things for far too short a time, to ever see what any single one of them could actually do. Jumping to the next recommendation the second the current one feels slow. The method itself isn't complicated. Cleanse, layer, moisturize, protect, exfoliate gently, mask occasionally. But the actual challenge is doing all of it consistently enough for long enough. Without abandoning ship the moment week 2 doesn't look like a magazine cover, because week 6 was always going to be the more honest comparison point. It's also worth saying plainly, glass skin takes longer to build on textured or acne-prone skin than on skin that is already fairly smooth. And that is not a failure on your part. It is just a different starting point requiring a bit more patience and consistency, not a different method entirely. The steps stay the same. Cleanse, layer, moisturize, protect, exfoliate gently, mask occasionally. It just might take closer to the 8-week mark, rather than 4 weeks before you see the shift clearly, and that is completely normal. And the mindset piece nobody wants to hear. Glass skin isn't the same for every face, and that's not a consolation prize. It's just the truth, whether we like hearing it or not. Genetics, skin type, and even the humidity where you live all play a role in how your specific skin reflects light and holds moisture throughout the day. The goal was never to look identical to someone else's skin. Chasing a version of glass skin that was never built for your specific face to begin with. It's to get your own skin as healthy, smooth, and well cared for as it can genuinely be. And that version already looks incredible on you specifically, exactly as it is right now, with a little consistency behind it. That is the real method. Cleanse properly, layer hydration correctly, moisturize smart, protect with sunscreen daily, exfoliate gently, and give it real weeks before judging results. Comment starting the method if you're trying this properly instead of just buying another product. I'll see you in the next video.